Magic. Welcome back, my whisk takers. How you doing? My friend Bukowski and I here are going to make a very regal and bougie Bakewell Tart. Yes, a friend of mine who's a fellow Brit. His name is Russell. Thank you, Russell, for the recommendation. It's essentially a tart like I've made here before, but this one seems a lot easier but bougier. And by that I mean it takes ingredients like almond extract, ground almonds, castor sugar. I know what you're thinking. What is castor sugar? Well, our friends in the UK refer to castor sugar as baker sugar or even bar sugar as we know it here as. It basically dissolves quicker than your normal granulated sugar. It's fine and it's right in between. It's not necessarily powdered sugar and it's not granulated. It's just right in between. So that's what baker's sugar, aka castor's sugar, is. So I had to look that up and go purchase some. But if you don't have any baker's sugar anywhere nearby in your neighborhood or grocery store, there's different methods to look up online. I think there's one that you can pulse in a food processor. You use regular granulated sugar and just pulse and pulse away. I ain't got time for that. Why? Because we are also potty training the 2.5-year-old this week. This house has been a mess, as you parents watching may know. So that's why this is my safe place for now. And I'm gonna do this whole show standing right here in this position. So even when I have to go whisk here or turn on the oven, put things in there, put things away, it's all gonna be done from right here. I know you're like, you're crazy, Marbar. How are you gonna do it? I'm gonna do it with some magic. Without further ado, let's get started with the short crust pastry. Let's get it.
So we're going to put in the flour into a bowl and rub the butter with your fingertips until the mixture resembles fine breadcrumbs. Add some water to the mix and form a soft dough. Roll out the dough on a lightly floured work surface, and using a rolling pin, once you get it rolled out, carefully roll it up on the pin and down into your tart pan. And lastly, break off any pieces that hang over the edge, and voila!
All right, here is the short crust pastry. As you can see, it says to next throw it in the fridge for about 30 minutes to chill it before we bake it in the oven, which is preheated at 400 degrees. So let me put this in the fridge for 30 minutes and then we're gonna come back and bake it. Let me just get rid of it. Cool, it's been about 30 minutes. I stood here this entire time. Let's get it out of the fridge really quick. Here it is. And yes, it is chilled. So next it says to blindly bake it for about 15 minutes. Now, blind baking, I had to look up. What you do is basically you bake it about 10 to 15 minutes without actually cooking or browning the pastry. Just enough so then when you throw in your filling and rebake it, it's not gonna over bake the crust. First, actually, I have to line the sides up again with foil as I've done in the past. I think I've done it correctly, I don't know. So let me get that first and then we're gonna throw it in the oven for 15 minutes or so. So let me get it foiled really quick. Okay, so here it is. Hopefully this will do. So let's throw it in the oven for about 15 minutes. The oven just went off. So let me grab the short crust pastry with the help of magic. Here it is. So as you can maybe not see, it's brown here just a little bit, but not a lot. So we're gonna remove the foil and then we're gonna get started on the filling, okay? Okay, so we're gonna get this little guy here with our butter. We're gonna drop it in there, obviously unwrapped, and then we're gonna throw it in the on the heat here, melt the butter, and then throw in the rest of our ingredients, okay? So let's do that. So I was double checking the recipe and it said that we need to throw this on once it's uncovered for another 5 more minutes to make sure we really dry out the base. So I'm gonna throw this in for 5 more minutes, okay? And then we're gonna throw in our raspberry jam right on top of the tart here, okay? And the butter is melting pretty quickly. So let me put this away. All right, so the butter here is melted, so let me grab that really quick. All right, there it is, as you can see. Sort of. So it's melted. Then it says we're gonna drop in our castor sugar. Ooh, it's like almost like powder, but not quite. Another thing, you can use this sugar I think I mentioned it earlier, but it dissolves very quickly, as I'm seeing right here, right now. You could definitely use this in like an iced tea to make it sweeter, or as I would do in an iced coffee, or hot coffee, whatever. Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of made like this custard-like filling. So there we go. Now, let's do the rest of our bougie ingredients. Half teaspoon of almond extract. Almond extract smells like cherries. Oh, oh, sharp cherries. And then ground almonds. No, I did not grind these almonds myself. I had bought almond flour when I made macarons. That oven's drama. Okay, the crust is ready. So anyways, there's that. We're gonna stir this in. And then we're also gonna stir in our beaten 1 egg, like so. And yes, I know I will get the pie crust in just a second. Okay, so here is the remaining ingredients all stirred up. And what we're gonna do now is get the short crust out of the oven, and then we're gonna put in our raspberry jam right on top. Okay, so let me grab it really quick. Okay, here it is. It is a little brown, a little more brown than it was just a few minutes ago, but it is dried out and it's hot. So let me throw the raspberry jam on top. It calls for 1 tablespoon. I was like, dang, enough. So I did 2 tablespoons. I'm not really liking that it's not much coverage, and that's 2 tablespoons, although the recipe called for 1 tablespoon. So you know what? Yeah, you're right. Let's add another tablespoon. Let me get the jam. Cool. Scoop off about another tablespoon, maybe a little less than 1 tablespoon. Can't forget my puppet here. Cool. So here we are. So now we're gonna throw in the filling right on top, like so. This will overflow. So I hope that's all right. Russell, you might be getting me in trouble here if I make this smoke alarm go off. But anyways, there's the filling there, just barely to the edge. And then we are going to sprinkle our sliced almonds. I haven't moved from here, so that's why I'm doing this. So here we go. So here we are. Now we're gonna bake this for another 35 minutes. And then right afterwards, we're gonna make the icing that's gonna go drizzled all over on top. Let me throw this in the oven. Cool. So in the meantime, let's make the icing. Oh, how am I gonna do this? I know. You're gonna hold the hole and shift the sugar into here, like so. Cool.
Oh my god.
Okay, so believe it or not, there's still some sugar, so I'm just gonna quickly sift it this way. Monica's shaking her head. As if my allergies weren't bad enough. Sugar went up my nose. Then we get our water, dump it right in there, and we're gonna stir this up. I probably should have done less water. Yeah, I know you're thinking, add more sugar. Well, guess what, guys? That was the rest of my powdered sugar. So, not smart, Marbar. Not smart bar. No, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just water. Cool, that's that. No more icing. All right, so the oven went off after 35 long minutes, and by long I mean I had to go clean a little puddle of mess, if you know what I mean, parents. But anyways, let's get back to it. Let me get the tart right out of the oven. Oh boy. Whew. So when the oven went off, I was cleaning and rinsing somebody off, that this happened. This this might just be an ultimate fail. Man, I was like running around, drying off the floor, cleaning the floor. Poor mom with her belly out to here, running to the room also to help clean up, and then me getting the little guy in the bath. Hey, parenthood, here it is in a nutshell. No pun intended. So I'm gonna let this cool off a bit, and then I'm still gonna try it. You know, why not? Okay, so pie is chilled and sliced. Man, I mean, this isn't gonna be good. Clearly, you know, I don't even think the icing I was gonna make could have made it any better. But this thing, here goes. I mean, it doesn't smell that bad either. I get it. With the raspberry jam, I get what it's supposed to taste like, but it's just not there.
You want to say hi to Pee Pee Boy?
Do we come to say hi?
No.
Someone's upset. He's mad. You know, this describes my week. So just top it off with a burnt Bakewell Tart. Sorry, Russell, if you're watching. Sorry I let you down. The taste of what it should be is coming through, and then all the burntness kind of comes back and reminds me, no. You failed. Complete fail in all aspects here. So, there we go. Give this a dislike, a comment, and a subscribe or unsubscribe if I've earned that. But either way, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Mwah! I love you guys. Unlike this pie, you guys have a good evening or morning or afternoon, whatever time of day you're watching this. Thank you guys.